Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, the gap between the rich and the rest is alarmingly widening, with the latest report painting a conflicting portrait of Kenya's growing economy. 125 of Kenya's wealthiest individuals hold more wealth than 42 million Kenyans combined. So why is Kenya getting wealthier and Kenyans poorer? We debate this contradiction on the broadcast tonight, and joining me to make sense of this is Beverly Musili from the she is the Global Inequality Officer at Oxfam. Beverly, thank you very much for making time for us tonight on TV 47.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Abubakar.
We are having this discussion at the backdrop of a report released by the organization you work with, which is Oxfam. Just on an overview point of the state of inequality in the country, how would you sum it up as?
Yes, thank you so much, Abubakar, for having me on your show. So in terms of inequality and the status in Kenya, the study that we did paints a very grim picture. And I want to start from the point of view of poverty. Poverty and inequality are two different concepts, but they're interrelated, so they reinforce each other. So if, for example, you come from a poorer background, then you will experience some forms of inequality. So you'll experience differentials in how you access certain opportunities, how you access certain social services. So we've seen over the years poverty rates increase in Kenya. In 2015-2016, KNBS had published that poverty was around 36.1%, and then in 2022, poverty increased to 39.8%, so 40% basically. So you can see that poverty has been increasing. At the same time, we also find that extreme poverty in Kenya is also increasing. So we have about half of the population is experiencing extreme poverty. So people are living on less than 130 shillings a day. And now if you compare globally, Kenya has the 16th highest extreme poverty rate. If you look at 130 shillings in a day, that is meant to cater for a family, for food, for transport, for electricity, for rent, also take care of the children and the family that you're living with, and basic utilities. So a lot of people are not able to afford that, basically.
Beverly, if one is to look at the capital and look at the glittering buildings of Nairobi, look at the numbers, Treasury and Development Partners release of the GDP growing by 5% consecutively, say for 2020, one would paint a picture of a country getting wealthier, but in reality, Kenyans are getting poorer. Is there a disconnect?
Yes, there's a huge disconnect, because the people who are benefiting from that growth you have mentioned, I think on average it has been 5%, except I think in 2020. So only a few people are benefiting from that growth. That is because of many different drivers, many different factors. Number one is the state of public services in Kenya. Again, is also the tax system that we currently have, and the increase in tax levies that are being imposed, especially on salaried workers, and then also land inequality. So how land ownership is concentrated in the hands of very few people. So those people are able to multiply their wealth. And land is also a huge source of wealth in Kenya. Then another driver is also generally the state of the economy and economic performance. So issues such as debt, the growing debt that we have as a country, also is crowding out spending on essential public services, which poor middle income are the ones who rely on those services the most. So if you say that, yes, the economy is growing, that growth is not being felt in the pockets of the majority of Kenyans. Yes.
And who in this case